how to fix your erectile dysfunction and last longer in bed. If you're a man and you want to find the right girlfriend, life partner, or wife, and you're currently in the dating process and you're experiencing some sexual issues, in other words, you're not getting it up, or you're just busting too quickly because you're a little bit excited, then this video is going to be extremely useful for you because I'm going to share some very practical tips with you. Let's address ED, erectile dysfunction, first. Obviously, there are some hormonal imbalances. I'm not a doctor, not pretending to be, so you shouldn't listen to me at all when it comes to any medical advice. That's a disclaimer. That being said, I have some extremely useful advice for you. So, first of all, you have to understand that most of the time, when you can't get it up, it's simply because your stress levels are high. Your nervous system has to decide whether you are right now in a state of safety or threat and danger. If your nervous system thinks that you're going to get attacked by a lion, it's going to shut down on all non-vital functions. For example, your erection. That's just not important in that moment to survive. Also, by the way, if you want to cure a hiccup, you can just hold your breath really, really long so that you almost panic. You hold that for 5 seconds longer. And then oftentimes the hiccup is gone because the hiccup is a non-vital function. So once you understand that, then you realize, oh, if I just decrease my stress levels, if I just decrease cortisol in my brain, then probably, and I'm relaxed and happy, then it's going to take care of itself. That is, I'm going to give you some more physiological ones, like zinc and stuff, in a couple of minutes. But that is really important. So how do you decrease stress? How do you put yourself, bam, mentally in a state where you're ready to roll? Well, first of all, you have to decrease the expectations of yourself. If you go in there and you've already had a couple of failed attempts and you're worried that the next time you won't be able to get it up either, and then you put all this pressure on yourself, guess what? That pressure is going to increase stress. It's going to increase cortisol, and the probability that you're going to have a nice, massive erection is going to be very low. So, first, decrease the pressure of yourself. Because remember, just mentally, you can understand that even if you shouldn't be able to get up, because once you decrease the pressure, the probability that you'll be able to get it up is a lot higher. But even if you shouldn't, you can still use your fingers, you can use your mouth. Again, whether you want to go down on a lady that you just recently met or not, that is completely up to you. I'd probably recommend against that. I'm probably only recommend doing that once you actually know the person. But anyway, you can use your fingers. This one, amazing, okay? There's a lot of ways in which you can ensure that she has a fantastic experience without the use of your third leg, so to speak. Be careful that you don't trip. So that's one. So mentally, you just have to understand, even if it were to happen, I'll be fine. Because part of the thing that's causing the stress in the moment is the what-if scenario of if it were to go wrong. Oftentimes when we feel fear or stress in life, it's purely because we haven't thought things through enough in detail. As in, we haven't gone to the final outcome of like, okay, what if it were to actually happen? Well, nothing, I'm going to be fine. I'll find a solution and eventually it'll be okay. So that's the first thing. Decrease the pressure you put on yourself. And that really leads me to an empowering self-dialogue. Come over here a little bit. Because if you live in an antagonistic relationship with yourself, you talk down to yourself, put unreasonable expectations on yourself, yeah, of course that's going to create stress and cortisol, which is going to shut down non-vital functions like an erection. Of course that's not going to go well, understandably so. Nathaniel Branden says one of the key pillars of self-esteem is refusing to live in an antagonistic relationship with yourself. You have to empower yourself. You have to be your own best friend. And the words you say matter, but also how you say them matters. So when I'm on the date, I'm like, or when you go on a date, you can just say, let's see where this goes. Let's see. Curious. You just refuse to utter self-defeating words in your own mind to yourself. That's just a decision you have to make, and then a habit you have to train on a daily basis. Because your inner dialogue, what you say and how you say it, in other words, the tonality in your own head also plays a role. For example, try this next time. This is going to sound extremely silly. Be like, oh, what if I can't get it up? That voice in your head is usually quite heavy, quite deep, quite dark. But imagine replacing that voice with the tonality of Donald Duck, for example. Oh my God, what if I can't get it up? Horrible doll-like impression, I'm aware of that. But you just make it sound so silly, we can go that way, that you couldn't possibly take the actual content of the words serious. Oh my God, what if I can't get it up? And Gunter Schmidt, one of Germany's best psychologists, he's amazing at that. Tony Robbins, they use that technique. It's a pattern interrupt. Because if you're caught in a stressful pattern of, oh, what happens if, you're fully associated with it. So one way to dissociate is to simply change the tonality with which the words are being uttered. Oh my God, I'm so worried. What if I can't get it up? What if I can't get it up? It seems extremely silly, and you're not going to do that in public, obviously. But if you do that in your own head, just for 3-4 seconds, you have a pattern interrupt, it decreases stress, and then it'll lead you back to your own sense of competence. One more example that's tangentially related. Gunter Schmidt, one of Germany's best psychologists, says, it's extremely difficult to get burnout when you wake up in the morning and you say, oh, would you look at that? Another day where I most definitely won't be able to tick off all the items on my to-do list. Oh, would you look at that? Instead of waking up in the morning and being stressed because you have 17 million tasks on your to-do list, you know, how the fuck am I supposed to do all that? I have more to do than I could possibly handle, and then feel overwhelmed because of pressure again, created by yourself. You say, oh, would you look at that? Interesting. This another beautiful day where I most definitely won't be able to, we can walk this way, not be able to, where I definitely won't be able to tick off all the tasks. And then he goes like, hoo, 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 hoo. And it sounds extremely silly, but it is actually cutting edge neuroscience because you're interrupting the heavy, self-defeating dialogue. You're dissociating from the suffering part. And it's a really, really powerful tool. So the next time you catch yourself, and this, I hope you understand that this goes way beyond just erectile dysfunction or coming too quickly. This is an extremely powerful concept that's going to have an impact on so many other areas in your life. If you're stressed, change what you say, change how you say it. So I could go a lot deeper on this. This could be a 2-hour video just on your internal dialogue, but I hope you got a lot of it. Now let's look at some practical things that you can do for ED, or, well, coming too fast we can talk about it in a minute. But let's stick on ED for a second. Well, one is zinc. You take zinc, 25 to 50 milligrams of zinc. Again, I'm not a nutritionist. I'm not a doctor. Don't take anything serious that I'm telling you in terms of health. I'm just reporting from my own experience, okay? Zinc is amazing. Meat is amazing. Eat a lot of meat, high quality meat, not processed meat. Processed meat is, I believe, a type 1, type 2 carcinogen, or type A, type B. I don't fucking know. It's not good for you, processed meat, but steak, liver, trust me, that's gonna make a difference. Zinc, take 25 milligrams of zinc, 50 milligrams of zinc before you go to bed, depending on, I do your own research on the dosage, obviously. Before you go to bed, you're gonna wake up, you're gonna feel something. Zinc is amazing. Lifting heavy shit in the gym. The reason you wanna lift heavy in the gym, 5 to 8 reps, and obviously if you've never lifted before, be intelligent, don't hurt your joints, but the reason you wanna lift heavy, like, push yourself, is because it boosts your testosterone. If it boosts your testosterone, it increases sex drive and like, your erectile functionality. That's one. Another one is being around other men. Now, I don't mean this in a gay way, not that there's anything wrong with that, but being around other men who compete increases your testosterone so that when you're around women, there's way more desire. Okay, these are a couple of practical pieces of advice. And then obviously sunlight, getting out, getting sunlight, ideally having sun touch your body is really possible here in Ireland, but at least make sure this way that you're getting the sun into your eyes because it boosts, at the very least, dopamine. And if you're happier, then your brain relaxes. Also, by the way, if you go for a walk, Ed Ruberman talked about that in a recent podcast, they've noticed that when your eyes are wandering around, that actually calms certain areas of your brain that are responsible for threat detection. So it calms down your brain. Part of the reason I'm going for a walk is not just so it keeps your attention more, but it's also very selfishly. One, I need to do steps, I need to burn calories, which is amazing. But also, it's extremely calming. Like EMDR therapy is based on the idea that your eyes go back and forth. There's other ways to do EMDR, absolutely. But that's a very powerful tool. But even just by going for a walk, calming your body, calming your nervous system, it'll be more relaxed and happy. The less threat is detected, the more your natural self that wants to procreate is going to come through. So these are a couple of very practical pieces of ED. Do some more research, do Google search, ask ChatGPT, but these are very, very powerful. The most important one is your inner dialogue and how you speak with yourself and the pressure you put on yourself. 80% of success in anything is mindset. If you want my help personally, apply for a free initial consultation call. I've helped plenty of clients with this on a one-on-one or in a group coaching basis over the years. Now let's talk about coming too fast. One very practical piece of advice when it comes to coming too fast is to simply jerk off a couple hours before. Sincerely. If you do that, the probability that you'll bust too quickly is a lot lower. Wear thicker condoms. Instead of the thin ones, wear thicker ones. And then another one is just allow yourself to be okay with just exploding very, very quickly. It's fine. It's no problem because you just bust a nut. Half an hour, 20 minutes later, you just go again. Round 2. You use your hands in between, make sure she has a fantastic experience, and then you just go again. I wouldn't worry about it at all. A lot of women actually take it as a compliment because, let me tell you something, the probability that you're going to come fast on round number 2, half an hour later, is a lot less. And then another one, by the way, also, really practical. A lot of these solutions are extremely simple. But again, it's mindset, right? 80% is mindset, 20% is tactics and strategies. If you just get more practice, if you just have more sex regularly, you will be able to last a lot longer. Part of the reason you might be coming quickly is because you just don't have a lot of sex and you're just very, very excited very quickly. But if you just allow yourself, sorry about that, if you just allow yourself to practice, good idea, yeah, and just get more experience, then you'll naturally last longer. You'll get better at it. It's a skill set like anything else. But again, you're putting this much pressure on yourself. You think, oh, I have to be perfect. I have to be able to go for 45 minutes straight. You've watched so much porn in your life that you think that your performance has to be like what they do. It really doesn't. Most women really don't expect that size or that type of performance that you see in those videos. So decrease the pressure and the expectations you put on yourself. It's like, ha ha ha, look how fast that came today. Yeah. A lot of women just actually take that as a compliment. But you're just judging the shit out of yourself. So how about you stop doing that? How about you stop doing that where you judge yourself for benign little things? You coming too quickly, you having erectile dysfunction is just a symptom of a larger problem, which is a self-defeating inner dialogue. Extremely critical, okay? Now, you're also extremely positive because you've probably achieved a lot of things in your life, be that in your career, your business, maybe in your health, maybe in a hobby. You probably have at least one area in your life where you're excelling. And there, you have learned to empower yourself. So you already have the ability to do that. You already have the ability to empower yourself and use criticism during a phase of analysis to improve your behavior, to improve your performance within a given area of expertise. Absolutely. But it's time to move that habit into these new areas. If you want me to help you personally find the right girlfriend, life partner, or wife, then apply for a free initial consultation call. We've now been able to do this with from 32 countries. And yeah, I'd love to be able to help you. This goes a lot deeper. I hope this was helpful. If you, I was going to say share this with somebody, but the probability that you're going to share this video with somebody is probably rather low. But like, again, it's for yourself. Yeah, apply for a free call. Looking forward to speaking with you soon. Take care.